Howdy folks, today we have a beautiful Vox AC30. I believe this is the 6TB, so it's one of the last UK made ones. Great part is there's no valves on a circuit board. I think the customer said this amp has been modded. We're going to go through it. What it is, it's going to need new valves, and we're just going to check over things. So the first thing I noticed while pulling it apart is these chassis screws are well and truly shagged. That one's not too bad, the other side's pretty bad. Going through a visual inspection on the amplifier here, we're looking at some stuff. Now these resistors here, they're coming off these green wires. They're a little bit different to the ones on this side, and I'm not sure if these have been replaced or these have been replaced. However, looking at these two resistors, and I'll get in closer for you, we can see that they've got a bit of browning on the outside edges. Now they're both exactly the same though, so I don't know if they're a special type of resistor or not. I've never come across them, but we'll look at them and make sure they're within spec and okay, ready to go. Everything else in the amp looks pretty good. Going over the circuit board here, I'm not sure what this part is. I'll have to look at the schematic. Let's focus in on this so we can actually see it a bit better. Yeah, this RV1 here, I'm not really sure what that's about. And then yeah, going through, I'm going to refresh some of these solder joints here on the preamp tubes. I did say there's no tubes on the circuit boards when in fact there is. The preamp tubes are on there, however. The power tubes as well as the rectifier tube is not. One thing I noticed looking down here at the dropping resistors in the power supply section, that one there starting to look a little bit black. Going to see if we can replace that. And this one here on this side looks okay. They probably measure within spec, but obviously that's been overheating. So we'll look at that. Apart from that, I don't really see anything else that stands out. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward service and repair. I am going to check to make sure that capacitor is well and truly in its spot. I'm not sure if that is standard or not, but we can have a look at it now, and it does seem to be well and truly in place. What I would have liked to have seen would be a mount for that. The other thing I'm not sure is standard or not, but looks pretty robust anyway, is this part right here. We've got a cap and a resistor going to ground. And if we get in closer here, looks like it's got a green and yellow wire, which generally means ground, and if we follow it, it's going to the ground here. So that's quite an unusual thing. I'm not really sure about that. One good thing I like is that they've gone to a star ground pattern here, so everything has been grounded to one point, which is great as far as noise reduction on the amplifier. And yeah, overall looks pretty good. There's a better shot of this resistor here, and you can see the one I'm referring to, R71 here, this big guy on the right hand side. It's looking a little brown. Sarah's done the wiring apparently, nice one. Lorene has inspected it. Thanks Sarah and Lorene. Filter cap looks okay, and the rest of them do as well. There's zero bulging at all. There's no suspicion whatsoever of any of these caps being faulty. Again, I'm going to check them to make sure, but overall looks good. A lot of X-class capacitors here, which is nice to see. A couple of disc caps here, probably in some sort of tone circuit. Again, without going through the amplifier schematic, I'm not really sure, but a couple of internal fuses here, actually 4 of them in total. Let's pull some tubes out and replace some tubes and get stuck into it. Alright, we got the amp on the workbench here. That was a bit of a struggle. What I found was these clips up here, they were digging into the Tolex, and that was making life really difficult. So looking at the tubes here, we can see pretty much V1. Well, we all know what that means. So that's shot. The rest of these are okay. This second tube here is a Chinese tube. The next tube here is a Ruby, so another piece of junk. This one has no branding whatsoever and no markings at all. This one's another Chinese tube, and this one here doesn't have any markings or brandings at all. Let's have a look at the rectifier tube here. I believe it should be a GZ34, but again, no markings. And we have our what look like Sovtek. Let's get this right. Sovtek EL34s. That let's just say some of them have been cooking. We can see some black marks in there, but overall they look okay. But I would say that these have seen better days. This one especially here, I also notice, if you look at the spring, the valve clips here holding the valves or the tubes in place, the one that's cooking the most, we can also see discoloration here on the mylar sort of spacer on the inside. And that doesn't look like it's on the glass. It looks like it's, oh no, maybe it is on the glass. No, it's on the glass. So that's been cooking here pretty hard, and you can actually see that the spring here is corroded too. And the rest of these tubes that haven't been cooking as hard, notice how the springs are okay. Is a slight bit of discoloration there, or is that just my eyes? Maybe it's a shadow. Look, either way, we're replacing the full complement of tubes here, and including the rectifier tube as well. So let's get stuck into that and make that happen. Straightforward, he says. Famous last words, he says. Luckily, not too big a deal, but what I had was I brought the amp up slowly on the Variac, and I got to a mains voltage, the input voltage of only about 180, 160 volts. And what I found was this EL84, not 34, 84, which coincidentally is the one that was really dark. What I found is been cooking, because remember how I looked at these resistors before and said these are suspicious? Well, this one here is short circuit, is 100% just short circuit. It's supposed to be a 1.5K. Now, these two measure 1.5K perfectly. This one measures short circuit. This one measures 1.3K, but it's supposed to be a 1.5K. So I'm just going to change these two. These two look all right. I'm not going to bother with them at all. All right, got a couple of 1.5K resistors here. These are nice cement ones, so they're flame proof. Now, I'm in two minds. While I'm doing this, maybe I should just replace the... my alarm went off there because I got pasta on the boil. Yeah, I'm hungry. Anyway, I might just replace all of them. You know why? Because for the sake of, what, $1 each for each resistor, and, you know, the extra 10-20 minutes of labor it's going to take to sort this out, I'm just going to do it. Alrighty folks, so as you can see, I've replaced these two resistors here. They're the 1.5 kilo ohm ones. I didn't end up replacing these ones, but I will. You don't really need to watch me do that. And I thought I'd just turn the amp back on. So I've got it on my Variac, sitting on about 100-150 volts AC going into it, so not a lot. And I do have standby off and everything. I've let everything warm up. The EL84s are behaving. Now I'm going to crank the amp up slowly to full mains voltage, and I'm expecting it to work fine. Alrighty, so amp is on full blast, as in voltage, and I'm going to bring you down to the oscilloscope here, and we'll have a look at what the sine wave looks like. So, fantastic clean looking sine wave. Let's turn that gain down so we can see the top end of it when it breaks up. Ah, that beautiful Vox AC30 clipping. So, a little bit of noise there. You can see on the pot, so I'm going to clean those pots. Luckily these are the original pots, so I'm just going to spray some deoxit in here, clean all those up. Let's have a look at the amp one more time, make sure there's no red plating. I don't see any. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how that's going. That that red light right there is actually a reflection of my function generator, so don't worry, it scared me the first time too. I was like, what's that red light? Yeah, it's fine. So all happy, all good. Call the customer and let them know that that's all sorted. Like I said, I am going to go and replace these two resistors as well, so I'm going to turn the amp off right now, and should be good to go. That is loud. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video on how to change the tubes in your Vox AC30-6TB, and also to troubleshoot it when you run into the issue of red plating. Check out those 1.5 kilo ohm resistors that are coming off the grids or the screens. I can't remember now. You can look at the circuit schematic and figure it out. It's not too difficult. Always remember, folks, stay safe and don't get electrocuted. Thanks for watching.